We'll get things started at 6 with breaking news from Portsmouth. The verdict is just coming down for a police officer accused of shooting a teen.
But it didn't happen before a change of charges for that officer. The jury just came back with a not guilty verdict for Jeremy Durocher. This morning, a judge downgraded the malicious wounding charge to unlawful wounding.
The case dates back nearly 6 years. 10 on your side's Chris Horn joins us now with this late-breaking information. Chris?
Yeah, Lena, about 3 hours it took them, a jury of 8 women and 4 men. And as you mentioned, there was an evolution to this trial, let alone 6 years since the original shooting took place. Started with aggravated malicious wounding at the beginning of the week. Then it became malicious wounding. This morning, unlawful wounding. And in fact, the judge, when he gave the instructions to the jurors, said you can also consider a misdemeanor charge, assault and battery. But in the end, at about 5:30 this afternoon, the judge told us that there was a verdict, and that verdict was not guilty on the charge of unlawful wounding. This dates back to late October 2017. It was on Tatum Avenue, and Durocher, the defendant in this case, who was exonerated this afternoon, he was one of several officers who responded to an armed burglary call. Well, he claimed that there was a man, DeMontrace Ward, who later was convicted of armed burglary in this case and served time in prison, 6 years in fact. He claimed that DeMontrace Ward pointed a gun at him, and then Ward fled toward the backyard and scaled a couple of fences. It was during that flee that Mr. Durocher, Officer Durocher, fired 4 times, striking Ward 3 times in the back, arm, and shoulder. Well, today we found out that that was not enough to convince the jury that that was an unlawful and unjustifiable shooting. They decided that he was justified, that he was in fear, imminent threat to himself, possibly to other officers, and possibly to neighbors in that Tatum Avenue area. We spoke with Officer Durocher, who's still in the force. He's in criminal investigations here in Portsmouth. He remains on the department. And we'll have that reaction, as well as reaction from his defense attorney, who said he was surprised that the Commonwealth's attorney took this case as far as she did. We'll have that reaction coming up this evening at 10 o'clock on Fox 43, and of course at 11 o'clock right here on Wavy News 10. We're live in Portsmouth. Chris Horn, 10 on your side.